Hey, as a Pate would say, boom, I'm live. I know there's really nobody in here yet, but that's okay. So, tonight's topics of discussion will be. I know there's really nobody in here yet, but that's okay. Let me turn down my volume here. Topics of discussion. All right. So tonight's topics of discussion will be kind of a different change of pace. Not really for me, but this stuff happens. Um, First of all, I want to say thank you. I got 2,500 subscribers. Literally hit it like 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you to all my subscribers. Most of you watch my shorts, but long form videos too. I just really appreciate that. So I wanted to make sure I said thank you to everybody for that, for sure. The other thing, as you can see, the carrier went out of business and left me unemployed. I'm going to discuss that, but I'm going to wait until a couple more people get in here. Um, just seems like, fighting it out with myself right now. I see there's 3 people in here. Just leave me a comment. Let me know that you're in here. Say hi. Um, so, So, like I was saying before, the big two topics for the night is 2,500 subscribers. Just hit it about 10 minutes ago. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. Um, I have my comments on my tablet, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading the comments. Um, the other thing is the company I work for gave me no notice. Literally told me yesterday they're closing their doors. Done. Unemployed. So. Hi, F8. I see that you're here. Thank you for coming in. This one should be an interesting one. Maybe I'll invite you in after I talk for a couple of minutes because this one is this one kind of hit me off base a little bit. It kind of surprised me. I didn't expect it. It just is like bam, and now, it is what it is. Kind of timing is good because I'm in the process of moving anyway, so give me a little bit of time to move. But and I'm not going to drop any surprises or say anything out that I shouldn't be saying, but I have prospects for the near future, so we'll see about that. Oh man. But long story short, so I guess I will cut right to the chase. So I came back on Monday from my run, and they asked me to go to the yard so they can inspect the truck, and then they told me they couldn't find a load, that they would have to find something for Tuesday. I should just go home for the night. So I did that. Tuesday, I guess today is Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday. It was yesterday. It's been like a whirlwind in my head. I get a text message. Come get the rest of your stuff out of the truck because I'm closing down my business effective now. No notice, no, hey, things are going pretty rough. So, you can go out one last time or nothing, just nothing. So I won't get into all the gory details, but we'll just say the owner and I had some words because um, I wanted to make sure that I was going to get paid, and he did. He got insulted by that. And I'm like, hey, you're going out of business. I understand how that is. Trust me, I've been there. I just want to make sure that I'm going to get paid for the miles and my escrow account that I have built up with you. Um, you know, Before you just close the doors and I get nothing. And he was insulted by that. He wouldn't even answer the question, which kind of makes me wonder: am I going to get paid? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But so it's been kind of crazy. So I actually went back out Tuesday after I got the text and went to the truck. I only had a couple things in the truck anyway. Got a couple things out and then kind of moved on from there. Came back home and kind of regrouping. Like I said, I'm moving, so kind of giving me a little extra time to do that, take care of the stuff at home. But and I might have a prospect possibly to start at the beginning of May. I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure I do. I don't know, but we'll see. Um, and we'll see if the person that offered me something is still interested in me, because with my luck they won't be anymore. So, oh my goodness, this all started because my Mac broke down, and it's just been going. It's been the story of my life recently. So but on the flip side, My YouTube's doing really well because people like to hear about bad things. Um, but no, my shorts are doing really well, and I like to have fun on those. So, 2,500 subscribers, 2,500 people watch me. Why? I don't know, but I'm enjoying it anyway. It's fun. Um, I know that I saw the F8 was in here. Says I have 3 people in here, so don't forget to check in if you when you come in. Just let me know you're here. Say hi. Uh, Long story short, like I was saying, um, the company I worked for gave me no notice. Sent me home Monday, said they couldn't find the load Tuesday. Sent me a text saying they were closing. Come get my stuff. That was it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that company. I'm not going to bring up their name because I'm not the type of guy that trashes who I work for by name. But I am going to talk about in this video some of the things that happened because I want to warn new drivers out there that some bad stuff can happen to you when you sign up with a carrier that doesn't quite do things the right way. And I'm not one that likes to trash people or companies, and I'm not going to bring up their name. I refuse to. I'm just not that guy. But just to let you know some red flags I saw so that if you see them, you can try to exit as quickly as possible before this happens to you. So um, some of the red flags that I saw were um, not fixing the equipment. Something would break, or like I'll give you a great example. I had a valve in the tandems that broke. I was losing air, couldn't keep my air high enough to move my tandems. Rather than send a road call out because he said he couldn't afford it, he would find a place that was about 6 miles away. And with my tandems all the way to the rear, revving the motor, he wanted me to drive 6 miles to that shop because it was cheaper to not have a road call. It's a red flag as far as I'm concerned. I understand it's expensive, but you're putting other people's lives at jeopardy. Um, Other red flags, it's basically double checking my miles because there were times I wouldn't get paid for all the miles I was supposed to get. Um, if you see these things and you're a new trucker and you're signed up with a new carrier, these are red flags. You need to get out ASAP because it could happen to you too. So I see I got a couple more people in here. It says it's up to 5. Make sure you say hi. Let me know that you're in here. Um, Long story short, for the people that are just joining, let me see. I've been live for what is this, about 7.5 minutes? So it's the last time I'm telling the beginning of the story anyway. So on Monday, they asked me to go take my truck to the yard. The yard is not far, about an hour and a half from my house. And they told me that they couldn't find the load. Just leave my truck there, come back Tuesday, and they'll have a load for me. Tuesday morning, I get a text saying that they're going out of business. I need to come get my stuff. Boom. No more job. So, yep. I was just talking about some red flags that I should have known it was coming. I was just kind of hoping it lasts a little bit longer because honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got something in the works. Hopefully it pans out. And if it does, then I'm sitting pretty. But right now, I'm moving, so I kind of need a little bit of time off anyway. So it kind of works for me. But it is a hard hard biscuit to chew on. If you know what I mean. When you don't expect it. I was planning on going out for another week at least. But this all became unexpected. Just ignore the people floating in the window. Right, where is it? Right there. I'm at home, obviously. You know what I'm talking about. So they're in there making dinner and moving around the kitchen and stuff. Just ignore those people back there. So who's all in here? I see I got 5 people in here. Make sure you just comment, just say, hey, how you doing? Or let me know that you're in here, just so I know who you are. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, red flags. I already told the story about the tandems not moving. I had a load that he had a trailer that the tandems wouldn't move. The trailer was just messed up. The brakes needed adjusted. It hadn't been greased in forever. Tim's would not move. So rather than have me go to a shop and get that fixed, he had another driver meet up with me because I wouldn't drive with too much weight on any of my tires. That's my license we're dealing with. And so he had another driver meet up with me and take my trailer and give me his trailer so that that person can drive it illegally from where were we at? We were in South Carolina to Massachusetts. So these are red flags, guys. If your company, your carrier, if your company guy is asking you to do these types of things, you got to be scared. You really got to be scared. You got to think, is this going to be a long-term company for me to be with? You know what I mean? Um, it goes on and on. A couple weeks ago, I came back, parked my truck. I called him beforehand and I said, hey, I'm going to go right back out on Monday. It was over the Easter weekend. I'm going to go right back out on Monday. So is it okay if I just leave my stuff in the truck and then on Monday it's all there and I can just jump in and roll? And he's like, yeah, no problem. No one will touch your stuff. You'll be fine. Didn't hear from him all weekend. So in my mind, that's how it was going to go. And so then when Monday rolled around, I get a text message, all your stuff's in the back of trailer, blah, 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 blah. Why is my stuff in the back of a trailer and who took it out? And you told me nobody's going to touch my stuff. So I get there and it's not all my stuff. I'd say it's about half of my stuff is they used my sheet from my bed and they put everything in it and tied it up in a big knot and stuck it in the back of the trailer with my suitcase, my backpack, and my bedding with a couple of things in my bedding. And there's cockroaches in the trailer and it was just nasty. And I was so upset about that. But, got to make money. So I went ahead and took the stuff out and put it in the truck I was taking. Went without food because he didn't take any of my food out, canned goods and all my normal necessities, paper towels and waters and things that I normally carry on my truck. All that was gone. Mysteriously, he said there was nothing else in the truck. So I went out and drove. And then, came back from that and now I'm unemployed because he closed his company. Again, red flags, guys. If you're a new truck driver and you're out there and you're working for a guy and he's pulling these kind of things on you, you really should be looking for another place to go. So, let me see how many. I got 5 people in here. It looks like I saw some people come in and go back out. So I don't know if there's anybody new in here, and I'm not getting any comments. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Is everything okay out there in internet world, YouTube world? Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up or whatever. Let me know that you can hear what I'm saying. So, anything? Come on, guys. Anything? Anything? There you go. Thank you, F8. Apparently you're there paying attention. Thank you. So I came in and went and got my stuff and cleaned out the truck, and I was on my way home, and I was just texting the guy because as truck drivers we use talk to text. We don't pick up our phone. We don't do this. That's not good. So I use talk to text, and I was texting him. So then he calls me, and basically he tries to flex on me. I don't know what that was all about. Who's F8? I believe it's fate. It'll always be F8 to me. Yeah, I don't believe in fate, but I believe in F8. Good guy. I was on my way home and I was texting him, just wanted to make sure I was going to get paid because, like I said before, I know that when people go out of business, times are tough, and I just want to make sure there wasn't going to be any money issues where I was going to pay for the miles I drove and get my escrow account back. And I was texting him and he wouldn't answer me, which I thought was odd. And then he calls me and he tries to flex on me. He's like, have I ever not paid you before? And all this kind of stuff. I'm like, look, don't be insulted. It's just an easy yes or no answer. I just want to make sure that I'm going to get paid so I can, plan accordingly. Not that don't want to get paid. I definitely do, but I want to plan accordingly. It's not an absurd question to ask when somebody says they're going out of business that, am I going to get paid? That's not an absurd question. It's really not. I don't think it is anyway. Well, he had a problem with it. It was flexing on me and telling me, you work for me, I work for you, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, technically, you just closed your business. I don't work for you anymore, but I just want to make sure I get paid. That's it. That's all that matters. So, the development of events beyond a person's control. Oh, this is F8, by the way. Let's see. I don't know how do I highlight that? Oh, there it is. Now I know how to do that. Cool. The development of events beyond the person's control regarding as determined by a a supernatural power. All right, we're not going to get into that. You don't believe that? I never said that. I do believe in God, and I do believe God has control over all things. But I was saying, there we go. I was saying that I just wanted to make sure I was going to get paid. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to, it's not an unreasonable question, I don't think. Do you guys think it's an unreasonable question if somebody tells you without notice, come get your stuff, I'm closing down my business? Is it an unreasonable question just to ask? Am I going to get paid what I'm owed? What do we got here? We got another one. You said you don't believe in fate. Big difference between fate and God. And we're not going to go off on that tangent right now, F8. So can you just hold your horses on that one? Fate is not God. Fate is a word that people use to explain something that's destined to happen, but they won't put a name behind it. So we're not going to get into that right now. You're trying, though. You're pushing me. I get it. But not right now. We'll get into that later. So I don't think that's an unreasonable question. I mean, what do you think, F8? I know that you're commenting over there, and there's 4 other people that are watching. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's an unreasonable question to ask? Like, am I going to get paid? I don't know. I don't think that's unreasonable. So, I didn't mean any offense by it. Wasn't trying to say anything mean to the guy. I just, how bad is it? Am I going to get paid? But apparently he was super offended by that. Yeah, I don't believe in fate. I got to change that comment because I'm just going to keep reading it. Oh, boom. Who's this? Oh, it's the legend himself. Yep, the one, the only. DIY Semi. Hey, DIY. Hey, I was just telling everybody else, I don't know if you just checked in or not, but I was just telling everybody else I was working for a company, and I got back to Florida where I live on Monday. They said they couldn't find a load on Monday for me. So go ahead and go home, and Tuesday morning come in and go back out, and we'll be good. Well, Tuesday morning I get a text message saying they're closing the company down, and they're closing the company down, and so I thought it wasn't. You tell me, F8, you're a carrier. If you were going to go out of business, which I doubt you would because you're insanely good at what you do, would you be insulted if somebody asked you, if you said you're going out of business, would you be insulted if somebody asked you, am I going to, the lost paychecks, is that going to be an issue? Not in a rude way, just, I don't think that's offensive. All right, let's get to some of these more of these comments. Sorry, not reaching in front of the camera. Where am I? $10 to kick DIY out of here. I would never kick DIY out of here. I might kick some of his troll accounts out, but I would never kick them out. The next comment is, gosh, you're going way too quick. All right. I don't know why I flagged you on that one, DIY. All right. Good work for F8, DIY says. I wish I had a wrench. Oh, wait, you don't have a wrench? Hang on. Let me see if I can do something about that. There is no reason you should not have a wrench. Add as a moderator. There you go, DIY. You're now a moderator. I'm sorry about that. I'm slipping up on you. Good work for F8. I wish I had a wrench. You do? Hey, G-Way, how you doing, man? I haven't heard from you in a long time. How's the Hulkmobile doing, man? Yeah, it kind of sucks. Sorry to hear that. I'm not spilling the beans yet, but I do have something lined up in the future soon. But I'm in the process of moving, so it just gave me about a week extra to be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish. So, G-Way is on here. Hey, G-Way, I'm going to make you a moderator too, because I actually do know you. There you go. G-Way, you're now a monitor too. All right, and then DIY says, or no, F8 says DIY is a carrier, not me. Good point. Good point. Then DIY says, let's go down here. Sorry, I'm not clicking along in this like I normally should be. I keep all final paychecks. I'm an ass like that. That is not true. Okay, guys, that is not true. Don't believe him. He's just being a jerk right now. I know that's not true. But he is not like that at all. But if a company is going out of business, I don't think it's an unfair thing to ask, hey, am I going to get paid? How bad is it? You know what I mean? People don't close their doors just when they start thinking it could go bad. They close when it's very bad. So I don't think it's an absurd question, but no one seems to want to answer that. So seems like DIY at F8 got something going on in the comment section here. So that's what happened. The other thing for everybody that's just now joining in, today, about 10 minutes before I started my live, 2,500 subscribers. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I don't know why you guys watch me, but you do. And I really do appreciate it. It's probably, honestly, most of my subscribers come from shorts, so they probably wouldn't be on here anyway. But some of them do come over and watch my other videos too. So I really do appreciate it, though. 2,500 subscribers. And by the way, F8, that puts me, I think, a little over 200 ahead of you now. I know you're always like, it's not a competition. Yes, it is. Everything's a competition. So, come on, pick it up. Pick it up, F8. All right. Any more new comments there? I got to move my, I got to flip my phone because every time I do this, you see my finger going towards the comments. So, all right. All right, so we got everybody here. Hey, the people I gave wrenches to, G-Way and DIY, can y'all throw up a comment? 2,800. I wish. Hi, Jamie O. I wish I was at 2,800. It's 2,500, but I'll be at 2,800 in a couple of weeks probably. My channel's been growing like phenomenally lately. I just can't stop it. Here, Jamie O. Says congratulations on the 2,800. So I guess he's just congratulating me for a couple of weeks when I hit that. So, and we got another one here. Huh? It's not gonna pop it up yet, but it will be in a second. There it is. G-Way says 100% thumbs up. I think he's answering the question about. Don't worry about it, Jamie O. Jamie O's apologizing. Don't worry about it. I think he was giving me a thumbs up on the either the 2,500 or yes, it's not wrong to ask for the if you're going to get paid. We should show YouTube paychecks. We should show YouTube paychecks. Oh, you want me to show my YouTube paycheck? Ready? Woo! I'm not monetized, man. Not like you and DIY making bang off of YouTube. I just do this for fun. So you want to compare YouTube paychecks? You win. You want to compare subscribers? I win. So when that day does come, when I do get monetized, I'm just saying, someday it will come. Not anytime soon, though. But I need watch hours, like tons of watch hours. So, Jamie O, I think it's the first time I've seen you in my lives. Maybe not. Are you a truck driver? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Are you a truck driver? Are you just supporting my channel, which I very much appreciate. Wow. The house inside just went dark and went quiet. Kind of spooky. I'm all alone now. So that's why the window behind me, that side, sorry, is all dark. Because apparently my family knows I'm live out on the back porch because I'm outside right now. One of the beauties of being in Florida, you can do that. Probably hear the crickets and the bullfrogs. So F8 said we should show our YouTube paychecks. No, that's all right. You beat me on that one. I openly admit that. F8 says he's giving a how you doing to Jamie O. Jamie O says no, he's a construction company. All right. I'm guessing F8 knows you, and anybody F8 knows, you're good with me. DIY and F8, I trust anybody they trust. So you're good with me. F8 says, does Florida have a law where if you're let go, they're required to pay within 24 hours? I don't know. I actually don't know that. I honestly don't. Apparently, from talking to the owner, I'm going to get paid my miles this Friday, I think it is, and then the following week I will get paid my escrow and any leftover miles for Monday. So that's what he said. So I'm hoping what he's saying is true. And but like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you guys were in here. I was telling some stories about this company. I won't share their name. I don't trash people. I won't do it. But the reason why I was sharing the information was because if you're a new truck driver and your carrier is doing these type of things to you, you should know, the end is near and it's time to exit. So little things like not making repairs when you're supposed to, not letting road calls happen, having you drive unsafe trucks to garages to get things fixed, that kind of stuff. If that's happening, it's time to look for another carrier because they're on their last legs. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. This Ford have I've never even heard of that. Is that a thing? But how about up in Minnesota? Minnesota? Is that a thing up in Minnesota? Don't you know? I've never heard of that before though. Um, all right, F8 says, all joking aside, this sucks. I know that you're a good hard worker. I know you'll bounce back quick. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it. You know what? In my life, I can't even count how many times I've been punched in the face by life, and you can't put me down. The day I go down is the day I die. So I'm not going to quit. It's not one of those things. It's not April Fool's. I'm not doing an April Fool's joke. Um, F8 says, yes, Minnesota has that law. You have to request it. Oh, huh. I don't know. I'll look into that for sure. I mean, honestly, whether he pays me today or on Friday doesn't make any difference to me as long as I get paid. You know, for the miles I drove and my escrow, he was taking out like $100 a paycheck over all my paychecks, in case in case I left the truck junked up or whatever. Um, but I didn't. I cleaned it all out nice and pretty and made sure everything was good. So, let me see. Yeah, I'm this madness has been nonstop since my Mac broke down in November. It's been just punching me in the face over and over and over again. But I don't quit. I'm not a quitter. Sometimes it might get me down. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a human being. It might hit me for a day or two, but I get right back up, wipe my pants off, and get back to work because all you can do is control what you can control, and what you can't control, you can't control. So, um, I'm not going to sit here and just totally neg out on you guys because that's not who I am. If I did that, I did that before I got on camera anyway. So, but yeah, it's tough, man. It came at a time. Luckily, honestly, a good friend of mine. Not going to say any names. Might have, you know, offered me something in a few weeks, and so I'm pretty much set up for that now. And I'm going to be moving, so this gives me time to pack and get my stuff around and get moved into the new place before I just and start my new job. So it kind of works out, but yeah, it was totally unexpected. So what do we got in here? We got says 4 people in here. Everybody, thumbs up, please, if you haven't done that already. I don't know who else on here, but if you know anybody that might be interested in just sitting around and sitting around and chatting tonight, send them over to my live. I'd be happy to chit chat. Anybody want to come on with me? Let me know. I'll see what I can do about inviting you to come on. Let's see what else do I got here. All right. Well, I don't see any other comments here, so why don't we talk about some more instances some more things that you should worry about that you see that your carrier is doing. You should really worry about it. So, um, well, the escrow thing is a good thing to talk about because what's the deal with your Mac? What is the deal with my Mac? The whole point of me working as a company driver. Oh, sorry, I didn't click on it there. DIY asks, what's the deal with my Mac? So, um, I went to be a company driver so that for anybody that doesn't know this, so that I could make the money up to fix my Mac and build up a little bit of savings so I can go back to being an owner operator. My Mac is still stranded somewhere north of here. Um, I actually have the means, not the means, I have the equipment to go get it now. Um, but I haven't gotten it down here yet. And with me moving, it's just another piece of equipment I would have to move when I'm moving. So it's just going to stay where it is for right now. Once I get it down here, I'm going to, I know this is going to surprise DIY, but I'm going to buy the parts and do it myself, just like I did my DPF builder. So um, that's where I am right now with my Mac. So, but getting back to it, another red flag would be if your carrier is doing an escrow, which isn't abnormal and odd at all. But if your carrier is doing an escrow and he says or she says that they're going to do 5 weeks of $100, it's $500 just in case you trash up the truck. Okay, you expect that's the way it's going to be. Well, this guy that I was working for took out an escrow. I got paid 7 times, took 100 out of every one of those. So that was one of my messages to him that I wanted all 700 back because the truck was clean. So, all right, F8 asked a question. What you got there? Says, dumb question. Company driver needs an escrow account? Question mark. Never had experienced that. Yeah, it's not actually that abnormal. I've had it at other companies that I worked before I became an owner op. Basically, I don't know how to say it cleanly on YouTube, but if you really mess up the truck or if you destroy the truck, you rip out cabinets or you trash the mattress, so they have to buy a new mattress or whatever. It's just an escrow built in the company can use. It's like a deposit when you're renting a house. If you don't treat the house correctly, they keep your deposit to fix the house back up. Same thing. It's just an escrow. That's what it's for. So it's not a dumb question, actually. I didn't know companies didn't do that. Actually, I worked for companies, like 3 different companies, and all 3 of them had escrows. So only one was a pretty big carrier. The other 2 one was really tiny and one was kind of medium sized. As an owner up, you don't have to worry about that stuff. It's your truck. So if you trash it, you're trashing your own truck. You know what I mean? But that's not a dumb question. Apparently, you worked for a company that didn't worry about those things. You know, maybe that's a red flag in itself. I don't know, but I don't think it is personally. All right, so, but I was talking about the escrow because, when they tell you when you get hired, they're going to take so many weeks of escrow out, and then they continue to take it after that point. It's kind of a red flag too. It really is. When they short you on miles, that's another big one that I noticed with this carrier. Not a lot, but when they pay you for GPS miles, but not truck GPS miles, Google miles. Which, if you have ever Googled mileage, I'll give you a great, for instance, from somewhere in mid Florida to Massachusetts. We'll just say Boston. Okay, it's roughly on Google about 1,060 miles, roughly. But if you actually do it on truck roads, it's about 1,200 miles. So that's 200 miles difference in pay. That's a lot of time. You go back, you go up, you go back again in 1 week, and guess what? That's 600 miles you're losing out on. So that's another red flag, I would say. If a guy is trying to short you miles anywhere he can, or if he sends you to his yard and doesn't pay you to drive to his yard, and then to a carrier, or to a shipper, which is in a different direction, again, he should be willing to do that. If he wants you to go to the yard, he should pay you the miles. So, you guys hear that? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's Sasquatch. Ah! Oh, wow. Everybody left. I'm down to 2 or 3 people now. So, so who all is still in here? Anybody still in here? Make sure you. Anybody want to come join in and chit chat with me? I have been on for about a half an hour. I'm only going to go probably max 45 minutes to an hour, but I'll stay on for a little bit longer, probably another 10 to 20 minutes or so. Let me see what do we got here. F8 says, always strange sounds in Florida. Yeah, there's always strange sounds. During the day at my house, a lot of roosters. At night, it sounds like a crane. But that is a really loud crane for nighttime. That's very unusual, actually. Can you? I guess you guys can hear it, but man, G-Way. Do you know that sound, G-Way? It does sound like a crane, though. G-Way, give me a thumbs up. I'm guessing that's basically saying that he thinks it's a crane. So it sounds like it's right next to you. F8 says it sounds like it's right next to me. It's not. It's not. Out in front of me, like this direction, there is a lake, and it's probably on the other side of that lake. So it's not close to me. It's really loud. Those cranes, I don't know what they're called, but they stand about 5 to 6 feet high, and they're really loud. And that's exactly what they sound like if you can hear it in the background. But they normally don't make noise at night. That is really strange. No? Yeah, G-Way says no. I guess he doesn't know what it is. But so G-Way, how you doing, man? You still out there, Landstar? If I remember correctly, you were Landstar doing heavy haul in the Incredible Hulk truck. I love the Incredible Hulk. So yeah, DIY is back. How you doing, DIY? What part of Florida are you in? Well, I never give out my home location, but I will tell you it's not southern or northern Florida. I ain't telling you anything more than that, though. Maybe privately I would, but not on here because I don't know who all is going to watch it. So that was G-Way asking where I live in Florida. Yeah, I never give out my locations. It's just it's a safety and privacy thing. So I see there's looks like 8 people in here. So real quick, I'll go over for those that are just joining in here. On Monday, I got back from hauling a load. Was told I couldn't find a load. Just take the truck to the yard, go home for the night. Tuesday morning, I woke up to a text message. Closing the company. So it is what it is. That's not a frog, DIY. DIY says it's a frog. No, frogs are, around here we got bullfrogs and tree frogs, but neither one of them sound like that. So that's definitely a crane. No. Sounds like it's flying the other direction now. So that's definitely a crane now. Yeah, they're kind of scary looking. They're like 5 or 6 feet tall, and they always look angry. So I think it's a snake. F8, you think it's a snake? Okay, well, if it was a snake, you'd be sitting here staring at a wall, and I'd be inside. I don't do snakes. All right, you found my weakness. You got it. It's definitely my weakness. I hate snakes. We have seen some crazy snakes since we've been here. Nothing poisonous, but we had a water snake come up on our porch one time. That was about, I don't know if you can see that, but if you can just kind of imagine, that's probably 4 to 5 inches in diameter. It was about 4.5 to 5 foot long. It's a big snake. I was actually out on the road. My wife was sending me pictures, saying, "What is this?" And I actually got a app on my phone called SnapSnake. You take a picture of it, you send it to them, and they tell you what kind of snake it is. I found out it was a harmless water snake, but it was a big harmless water snake. All right, G-Way says, I was born in Lake City, Florida, but I live in Miami for the last 30 years before moving to Atlanta. Oof. I would not want to live in Atlanta. It's good for trucking, but the roads there are hard to drive around. I don't like Atlanta. It's not one of my favorite places. Yeah, I knew you were either from Florida or you'd lived there a long time. I remember watching videos when you were talking about it. Um, yeah, by the way, there's a couple channels in here. G-Way's a channel, F8's a channel, DIY is a channel. Check their channels out. They're good channels. I watch all of those. So um, they're definitely good channels. G-Way does like heavy haul um, stuff, and F8 does Reaper. He's the Reaper guy. Not like anybody else hauls Reaper. You know what I mean? Um, and then DIY is a carrier, but they all have their own different niche that they cover in content, and they're all pretty good. So go check them out if you get a chance to. Definitely really good. Um, so all right. So F8 says DIY screams like a little girl when he sees a snake. Well, that's because up there in Wisconsin, the snakes, they kind of stay away from the houses because it's so cold. They hibernate, what, 10 months out of the year. So you only see them 2 months out of the year. So, you know what I mean? He's so not used to seeing them that he probably does scream like a little girl. F8, everything you say on here can and will be used against you in the court of DIY. I'm just warning you now, reading your rights. You have the right to remain silent, but everything you say can and will be held against you in the court of DIY. So, um, but I wanted to bring it up one last time from earlier. I hit 2,500 subscribers tonight, about 10 minutes before I got on. So thank you for all you guys that watch. I really do appreciate it. You watch my channel, you watch my live streams, you watch my shorts. I really do appreciate it. So my channel is definitely growing, and I've been getting a lot more long form video views lately. It's been pretty exciting. So I really appreciate that, guys. So F8, are you out trailer trucking right now? And G-Way, are you out trailer trucking? And DIY, sometimes he's out trailer trucking too. So are you guys out and about? Or are you guys kind of like me at home? So what else we got here? Sorry, I'm trying to perfect this live thing, and I have my phone set up with the camera and all that on me, but I have my tablet down here, and I'm trying to read the comments back and forth and tap on them so you guys can see the comments. But I'm not very good at it yet. So obviously DIY is not in here to defend himself that he screams like a little girl at snakes. So I don't know. I know that DIY told me that you scream like a little girl every time a coyote howls near his house. I don't know. That's just something he told me. But so, all right. So I think I already talked about the red flags when you're working for an owner, things you should be careful of. Guys, if you're coming in now, you're going to have to watch it from the beginning on the replay. Basically, I went over what happened to me about the company just closing down without me knowing about it, without really getting any notice. Went over red flags if you're working for a carrier, things you should be careful about as a company driver, that carrier might be like going out of business on you. I did talk about a bunch of those red flags that you should look out for. Talked about my 2,500 subscribers. So I've been on for about 23 minutes. Got a couple more comments here. G-Way says home time, DOT physical, and hazmat recertification. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think you're a Landstar guy, and if you are, and at least you used to be, you have to get hazmat, but on a dock card. So, but for heavy haul, you probably never haul hazmat in heavy haul, do you? I couldn't imagine that you would. That would surprise me. F8 says I'm shut down till midnight. Ran my 70 hours down to like 2 minutes remaining. Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? When you run down to like 2 minutes remaining. I've definitely been there. So you're down until midnight, and then at midnight you're going to start rolling again. F8 guy, he's a hard worker. As long as he's not ice fishing or running into curbs, he works very, very hard. So F8 says, I kill coyotes for fun in northern Minnesota, bro. You know what? I don't want to bring a conversation that we had off the phone, on the phone, onto YouTube. But I know for a fact that you might have done that as a kid, but you haven't recently. You don't do the thing very often. So, all right, bro. All right, bro. Don't you know, Minnesota? All right, cents per mile's in here. Um, cents per mile says hazmat and heavy haul could be used if you haul buildings that stores batteries. If you haul buildings that store batteries. True. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Um, I guess that would be a hazmat load, wouldn't it? Depends on the pound, how many pounds of batteries it would be. But who's David? Oh, D Ramsland. D Ramsland. How you doing, D Ramsland? Um, the Pro Tote is waiting for you. So I know who D Ramsland is. He's remember earlier when someone asked how my Mac was doing, and I said I now have access to the equipment to go get my Mac. That guy right there is hooking me up. So, but like I was telling them, D Ramsland, um, I'm in the process of moving right now, so I'm going to get that all done, and then I'm going to jump on that to get my Mac back home so we can get her fixed. So I appreciate it though. He's definitely helping me out, saving me a lot of money, thousands of money. So thanks for coming on, Mr. Ramsland. All right, let me see here. I'm going to make you a moderator. And cents per mile, I know you from FH channel, so you're good to be a moderator. All right. I put D Ramsland and cents per mile. You're now moderators on my channel. Basically, as long as nobody's dropping the bad words, I don't care. So, I believe in saying what you want to say, as long as you're not dropping the bad words and YouTube gets me in trouble. You know what I mean? Don't use those words. Use all the rest of them. Cents per mile, I wouldn't. Yeah, I know you wouldn't. Like I said, I know you from the FH channel, and I think DIY too. So, and G-Way says some military items need hazmat. Huh? Really? That's interesting. Yeah, because I know with hazmat it depends on how much of it you have before it actually qualifies for hazmat. So that's interesting. But yeah, I've watched a lot of your videos, G-Way, so I've seen some of the stuff you haul. I don't know. I started originally in flatbed when I started trucking. Wasn't a big fan, and G-Way does the heavy haul. And my son and I were talking about me. You know, he's like, "Have you ever thought about doing the heavy haul? They make really good money." And I'm like, "Yeah, I thought about it, but man, there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of permitting. You have to make sure you have each state has different laws. You have to have each one right. Otherwise, you're in big trouble." So, Cents per mile says, "What did I miss? You're back on the job market." All right, I'll go over it one more time for you, cents per mile. So I came back Monday from delivering. Got done at the receiver, I mean, and the guy I work for says, "Go to the yard." I get to the yard. He says, "Well, I don't have any loads for you today. You go ahead. Go home. I'm about an hour and a half from that yard." And he said, "You go ahead and go home tomorrow. Come in. We'll have a load for you." I said, "All right." So I went home. Next day, I get a text message in the morning saying he's closing his business. So, yeah, I'm back on the job market, but didn't drop the secret yet. But I have something lined up. Looks like it's pretty much for sure, but you never know until you actually start. But should be starting after the beginning of the month. So, it gives me a little extra time to do the move I'm moving right now. So it gives me a little extra time for that. So, I have a question for you, cents per mile. No one else would answer this earlier. Maybe you will. Uh, so I asked the guy when he told me he's going out of business. I asked him if I was going to get my last bit of miles and my escrow account back, and pay. And he got really insulted that I asked him that. Now, if a company's going out of business all of a sudden like that, do you think it's an absurd question just to make sure you're going to get paid? I don't think that's an absurd question, but this guy got super offended when I asked him. So, cents per mile says, I just renewed my FedMed card on Friday and used the info you gave to impress the doctor about the sleep study. He was surprised I knew. See, there you go. See, I'm glad I could help you out there. You use it to impress the doctor. I don't know if getting brownie points with a doctor really means much, but I'm glad you used it. I was more warning people. I don't know if you fit those criteria, but yeah, it's a thing. So it's a really crazy thing, but it's out there. So I didn't know you watched that video. Yeah, DIY did a video with me about the sleep apnea. That's probably where you saw, because I knew I've seen you on DIY too a lot. So I would have asked about the money before even announcing that they were closing down. Well, I will say, the paychecks weren't always 100% correct, but I did get paid every week. And then I would have to tell them, look, these miles aren't right. And then we get it corrected. But I just don't think it's an unreasonable question. If somebody's going to go out of business like that and not give you any warning, I don't think it's an unreasonable question just to make sure you're going to get paid. So, all right, I'm getting a text message, but I can't look at it right now. So I would have asked about the money. I already said that even before they were closing down. Cents per mile. For him to get defensive would make me wonder if he has it liquid. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. As soon as he got defensive about it, I'm like, I touched a nerve. Why did I touch a nerve? Because he doesn't have the money. He doesn't have the ability to pay me. So maybe, I don't know. We'll find out coming up. I'm hoping that's not the case, because he does owe me a full week of miles and all my escrow money back. So I was given some. You weren't in here yet, cents per mile. You could probably add some things too, but I was given some red flags for carriers. That if you're working for a carrier as a company driver, certain things they do that are red flags that basically beacons saying find another job. And this guy had a lot of those beacons. So it looks like my family is back moving around inside there. Just ignore the people in the window. So, but yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch on replay. I listed probably 5 or 6 different things that happened when I worked there that I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I just didn't think it would happen this soon or this quickly, and so I didn't expect it, and I probably should have. But I have a good friend of mine that's offered me something, and it looks pretty promising. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe that'll be announced on the next live. So cents per mile says, if your boss snorts meth, start looking for another job. Don't ask me how I learned that. Yeah, that would be a red flag. Meth, coke, any of those. Those would all be signs that you might want to find another job for sure. F8 says, have a good evening, John and chat, and congrats on the 2,500 subs. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Yeah. The meth comment got me, sorry. I need to take a drink. F8 says, as soon as it pops up here, F8 says, want to drive for me till you get something better? FYI, I got money. LOL. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll talk about it off of YouTube. Like I said, I have a friend that's offered me something potentially pretty good. So We'll definitely talk about it off YouTube. By the way, I know F8, so as most of you guys probably already know. So, but I'm not dropping any surprises on this live. That's a whole nother live or a whole nother video coming up. So, all right, F8 is saying, I guess, goodbye to cents per mile. It's not up on my screen, or I pop it up there. There you go. So I appreciate you guys all coming in. Just a quick review, and then I'm probably going to cut it off unless you guys got some more questions. But basically, live had two topics. One was 2,500 subs. Just got it tonight. Really appreciate it, guys. If you really want to help my channel out, you can share out some of my long forms. I'm not monetized. I do this for fun. Just got some goodbyes going on. Central Mile says stay safe, F8. And then the other thing was I found out yesterday through text message that I didn't have a job anymore. So for those of you that have been following my channel, I'll give you a progression of the last 8 months of my life. Had a Mack truck, driving owner-op, loving owner-op. And my Mack truck blew injectors, turbo, gone, way more than I could afford. Took me months to figure out exactly what was wrong and to try to get it fixed, and I couldn't afford it. So I went back to company driving. Went to work for this guy, actually quit one time, and then came back again to work for the same guy again. Once bitten, not twice shy, I guess, but there won't be a third time. So I shouldn't say that. You never know, but I don't think I would ever do it. So then the other part of the video, if you're going to watch the replay, you'll see all the examples. I gave little tidbits of things that happened to me in the last 8 weeks, 9 weeks, that told me that I should have known this was coming, because there were just some major red flags that were out there. Everything from not fixing the truck, asking me to drive an unsafe truck, touching my personal stuff and putting it in another trailer, some of my personal stuff coming up missing and acting like it's no big deal that it's coming up missing, that kind of stuff. It's red flags. Pay not being exactly right, and have to bug them and get that right. So I didn't say the name of the company, nor will I. I've never, since I've been on YouTube, I don't talk about where I am. I don't talk about who I work for. I don't talk about how much I get paid. It's a personal thing for me. So, but I see that slowly dwindling down. We got 4 people still in here. Anybody have any questions, comments? You want to tell me how stupid I am, how smart I am, how good looking I am, whatever. Go ahead and do it now. And then if you haven't done it yet, go back. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on the camera. Thumbs up button, and watch my last video. For all of the truckers that are in here, you guys will get this. But you know how everybody jokes about the footwear of a trucker? You can tell what kind of trucker they are by what they wear on their feet. I kind of did a comedy little thing off of that. Go watch my last video. It's hilarious. At least I think it is. Pat myself on the back on that one. So, all right, guys. We're going on an hour here. So it's been wonderful hanging out with you guys. And I don't see any new questions popping up. So we're going to go ahead and cut it short for the night. I appreciate everybody watching. Go watch some long form videos of mine, some shorts. Have a good time. Stay safe out there. All my trucking buddies, keep the rubber on the road. Stay between the lines. Everybody that's not a trucker, stay safe. We'll see you on the next video, guys.